Hi, let's study the concept number 20, that is steps of data organization in Hadoop distributed file systems for the concept series in big data analytics. Data organization follows three simple stages. The first one is blocks. In HDFS, as it supports large files, applications that are compatible deal with large data sets, and these applications where data only is written once and read many times, the data is divided into a block size of 64 MB. Thus, an HDFS file is chopped up into a 64 MB chunks of blocks, and each chunk will reside in the different data nodes. The second step is staging. Now, staging happens when a client requests to create a file and it does not reach the data node immediately. Initially, the HDFS client caches the file data into a temporary local file. Application writes are transparently redirected to the temporary local file when the local file accumulates the data worth over one block size in the name node. Then the data is transmitted to the destination data block. The client then flushes the block of data from the local temporary file to the specified data node. The name node commits the file creation operation into the persistent store, and if the name node dies before the file is closed, the file is lost. So after the blocks are divided into a size of 64 MB and the staging is done, that is, data is written onto a data node and name node closes the processing, then only we say that the data is written on the data node. After the blocks and the staging comes replications or replication pipelining. When a client is writing a data on a HDFS file, the data is first written onto the local file, and when the replication factor of 3 is given, then the local file accumulates the full block of data. Now, how this happens is the list contains that the data has to be replicated thrice. So the first name node starts receiving the data in the small portion, writes each portion to its local repository, and transfers that portion to the second data node in the list. And similarly, the second data node in turn starts receiving each portion, and that portion is of 4 KB, and then transfers the remaining data to the third data node. And thus, a data node can be receiving data from the previous one in the pipeline form and at the same time forwarding the data to the next data node in the pipeline. Thus, the data is pipelined from one data node to another and then replicated if the replication factor is thrice. So this is the data organization, blocks, staging, and replication as the steps in HDFS. Thank you.